Kailash. Welcome to the Commerce Talks podcast. Actually, we planned to meet on site during the Seamless conference in Dubai, but there was like so much stuff going on, including Dubai traffic, that we now have the opportunity to record a remote episode of Commerce Talks. Please introduce yourself and tell us what Megastores is actually doing.
Great. Thank you, Alex. This was really a unique opportunity for me to meet Lena and you at Seamless. Thank you so much for organizing and inviting me to this podcast. I'll quickly share about my intro. I'm Kailash Tulsi Gajra. I'm from Mumbai, India. After my undergrad in computer science, like a tech guy, I went to US for my master's, again computer science in USC Los Angeles. And post that, I worked at VMware, which is now part of Broadcom, like a virtualization giant, basically. So I worked there for 3 years and then I returned back to India, to start my entrepreneurship journey, basically. I can probably add how did I get started with Megastore? So when I returned, I started an IT services company, which is, Atulsia Technologies, which is both actually products as well as services. So we work on enterprise software development, basically for larger customers. And in 2018, in, one of like a tour in Kutch, which is not just my native place, like I was born in Kutch, but also the largest district in India. And, we did the craft tourism in which, we went out and see places, but then we stayed at artisans' places, right? We stayed at their home, eat food, what they had to offer, learn what they do and all that. And that's where I realized that, we can, use technology to solve the problem. And we thought, hey, why not build a marketplace which is purely focused on handicraft and, allows these artisans to sell their products online. So that's where, Megastores.com was born.
Can you elaborate a bit on the business model itself? So who is selling exactly to whom? Is it because first time when I opened the website, it reminded me on a B2B website where independent producers from India, for example, can sell to other B2B companies, retail companies, for example, like in Europe or in Dubai, but it can also be like a B2C kind of thing. So how is it working exactly?
Yeah. So primarily we are a B2C marketplace, wherein all we wanted to make sure that everything handmade is available at one place. If you see, Alex, there are many websites in which you'll go. Some are focused on, let's say, home decor. Some are just on furniture. Some are on jewelry and all that. So we wanted to become the marketplace for everything handmade. So it's a B2C portal, and there are sellers who are selling their handmade products on the platform, and customers are from worldwide, right? Any country, anybody can place order and get their product delivered at their doorstep. The sellers right now, they are only from India. In future, we are going to expand wherein sellers from, let's say, Thailand, Vietnam, for example. I mean, we have done some market research. They'll be able to register, and also from Europe and, US. But right now, our supply chain, the source of the product is only from India. All the artisans from India. And, of course, apart from B2C, and we charge some commission on sales, right? That's our business model. Other thing that we offer, Alex, is, also product cataloging. So a lot of these entrepreneurs, sellers, right? They don't have ready-made, these digital product catalogs available that they can sell their products online. So we say, hey, you know what? These products are really amazing. We want them to be on our marketplace. Why not we help you? So we have a team, operations team that can get the photography, editing, SEO friendly write-ups and everything done in much, much faster way. And we create this bundle of products. So that's another, the revenue, generation more. And the third one, you rightly kind of pointed out that we are also now venturing into B2B, wherein we have more than now 7,000 plus SKUs across all these different categories. So now we are looking forward to corporates, for corporate gifting purpose, a lot of bulk orders for various exporters, and also retailers in different countries. For example, we have number of retailers in Malaysia right now. They order directly from us, in bulk basically. So we are also looking forward to that.
And what were the channels before megastores.com? So and how big are usually the vendors on your marketplace? But without megastore.com, I guess they had their channels to sell to B2C or to B2B. What was it before? What it still is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, partially there is. So earlier, frankly speaking, they were selling through exhibitions. They do these local exhibitions, right? Funded by the government or the private entity. Even in Dubai or in UAE region, there are a lot of handicraft exhibitions these days happening. And I'll just, before I share the selling channels and everything, I'll share the numbers about how big is the market, right? And what's the role of UAE. So from India, it is almost around $4.5 billion of yearly exports to other countries of just handicraft, right? And the major importer is US, almost 30%. And the second country is UAE, which is close to 8% basically after, and then UK, Germany, and so on. So UAE is a big market, and basically the number of channels for these artisans before is through exhibition, through local tie-ups with other brands. So they will buy in bulk and rebrand it, or just white label it and sell it. And they probably will sell online on Facebook or on Instagram, just tag posts, try through WhatsApp and DMs and all that. So kind of unorganized, but yeah, the people were able to sell it. And finally, just like to touch upon few items with respect to selling part. So we have four different types of sellers on the marketplace. So number one is the artisans, right, who are the creators of these handmade products, basically. So they are the one who are the manufacturers, that we can say. The second type of seller are all these local organizations. They are both profitable as well as non-profit organizations who would want to support these artisans and provide them with raw material or whatever that they need, and make sure the product is created, and then they'll be able to help sell it. The third are various cooperatives. So what happens is, in India, the 10, 15 sellers will come together and they'll form a cooperative. So it's like a one small company, and they'll say, what, whenever the order comes, we'll divide and we'll share the profit, and that way, not they can serve bulk order, and they'll get some business. And the fourth type of seller that we have is brands, like the guys, the entrepreneurs who have learned about designing from design schools, and they would want to get a particular latest trendy products. So they'll give their design to these artisans. Hey, make products like this. So these are the brands that we are talking about. So we have all these four types of sellers. Now these brands, they have their own website as well. But as you see, driving traffic to the website and doing all this marketing and everything, like takes a lot of time and energy and money for all these brands. So they tie up with us, and because we have like products across different categories, so they'll also get some sort of a cross selling as well. So yeah, that's in nutshell. Just wanted to tell.
Again, it's talking about more about the categories. What's very unique that you are kind of serving everything from furniture to toys to fashion to jewelry. So tell us more about how does a day look like in Megastores? What sort of is it like 90% fashion? Is it 50%? I don't know, furniture. What sort of categories people are going after it? And then secondly, how do you make sure that you have a wide assortment in that category? So is it that the brands approach you because Megastores is that big? Or is it because you are kind of acknowledging that you yourself would go to these exhibitions and try to pitch to these small players like, hey, have you heard of the Megastore? So can you elaborate a bit on that?
Absolutely. Thank you, Lena, for asking. Actually, that's kind of something where we actually started, right? When we are new, we used to attend these exhibitions and say, what kind of product is this? How did you guys make it? What's the process behind it? Because one thing that we have to realize that when we talk about authentic products, right? There are a lot of machine made products, fake colors, screen printing and a lot of things like that. So we have to identify and make sure the creator, the artisan, or the seller itself, the company itself is authentic basically. So we used to visit these exhibitions, get the right, sellers and we'll used to pitch, hey, why not sell this on our marketplace? We'll do the advertisement for you free of cost. We'll, connect with you with a lot of corporates. We'll do the marketing for you. These products are really amazing. That's how we started. And see, the vision is that everything handmade. That's one thing that we started, with Megastore with. That I mean, of course, a lot of people say, hey, Kailash, you just need to focus on maybe a few categories. Just get like expert into that and then you can move to second category and third. But what we wanted to solve for everybody, so especially after COVID-19, right? That's where, we were like, full-fledged in operation in 2020. What happened is when COVID hit, all of their sales channels kind of stopped basically. The stocks were piling up and they were not able to sell. And these artisans were from all different categories, apparels, they had, toys, they had furniture items, home decor, furnishing and everything. So we said, why should we restrict? So during that COVID moment, we just came up with, yeah, everything handmade. We want to accommodate all these artisans and all the products from India and make them available on our platform. So thus we have like all the products now. But yes, we do have some, seller prioritization program. So what we do is that, we have 7,000 plus products and not every product will get an equal footage and everything. So we are focused more on, home decor and home furnishing category. Basically, that's kind of easy, but at the same time, it's high in demand and, the returns for such products are less. So more on home decor, furnishing products, basically. Then some sort of, women accessories like, all these, clutches and, bags and, things like that. That's again a second, category. We do get a lot of, inquiries, for, even kitchenware items. Like we have very good brands like Petal, who are producing brass and, Petal copper products, which are very unique basically. So that's the kind of a third category and so on. So that's
So
like,
before I get it to Alex back the microphone, so it's very interesting. The reason I wanted to understand the focus on the categories, because what I would say, you work with small businesses that, as you mentioned, do not have infrastructure, do not have a structure. So tell us more about how do you handle delivery, returns, customer service, what if the item arrives completely broken, because it technically affects your reputation as Megastores. How do you deal with that? Do you have to invest a lot in the back end to kind of operate such a wide assortment, and such a high number of SKUs?
absolutely, Lena. So that's the thing that we do, right? That's why we charge, let's say 15% of sales, because we are not the manufacturer. We facilitate everything. The moment customer places an order, what happens is, so we are a tech company in a way. Primarily, we call it ourselves as a tech company because every artisan, every seller gets their seller platform. They have their own mobile applications, everything. So they get an order, but our team, operations team will call them and say, hey, you got an order. This is the product. Will the product picture is also shown to them automatically in their app. We confirm with them and make sure that they get this product ready. And basically we have a tie-up with a lot of, logistic companies, basically multiple companies, whoever is near to that location, basically, so there is a zip code, pin code, and we have auto, detection software, whatever that nearby, pickup point, which is there. A logistic company would go there, pick up the parcel and deliver directly, to the customer anywhere in the world, basically. If it is international, then it comes to our Mumbai, headquarters. And from here, because it's international, we want to make sure that everything is right. And then here our team itself, like they ship the product. Now, returns, yes, there are a lot of cases that we get. For example, terracotta products, like very fragile, while in shipment, basically, because we don't fully handle shipping on our own, basically. So we rely on third party services. The products gets broken and, customers would complain. These things are usual, in our, like day-to-day operations. And what we have to do is we have to take the cost on us. Like, we have to kind of pay for the extra shipping. We request the seller again that to deliver another parcel, and we ship it back to the customer. So that extra shipping cost basically is on us, but the product again seller has to deliver. So we try to convince them, and we also, we also make sure that customer gets what they want. So customer service for us is the number one thing right now. Like, if we are at fault or whoever is at fault, we make sure that we take that problem and we solve it for the customer. So that's kind of a lot of time, and energy goes, for all my team members to solve for customers, basically.
You might have seen that on the stage where Lina moderated last week in Dubai, or 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? Time is flying. We spoke a lot of the new Chinese platforms entering like the US market and the European market, and actually they don't see factories like you're seeing them as independent brands anymore. It's just like a production capability, and they have in some cases like Shein an integrated ERP connecting with those factories. Temu is kind of offering a standard marketplace. So the customers or the factories you're working with, is this also kind of a group of factories that might be connected to those new Chinese marketplaces, or is it kind of out of scope?
I'd say it's different basically, because the nature of products and the way people in India, the artisans they work here is different actually. And for us, I'll also share that if the product creation process is standard, then you'll get similar product. But otherwise, every product is unique, and the process is also different. So it's difficult for standardization to happen. So more groundwork will be required, and a lot of training, and will be needed, which is going to be costly for us at this point. But yeah, you're right. Some sort of a standardization, some sort of a factory type of setup can be done in nearby centers, and we call them like district level clusters basically. That's kind of in a future goal, or it can be done in future. But at this point, no. We are going like step by step. The maximum, I'd say, like a company style that we have is the cooperative kind of sellers and these brands basically, who are able to like deliver very good, product and, services from their part. But the individual artisans and other non-profit, they still would struggle.
And are we, so the fabrics and the patterns I saw on your website, that seem to be very like typical like for Indian markets, right? Is this something where like the factories and the shop owners would adapt like to more like American, as you said, like 30% is like exported, or European taste? Or do you believe that this kind of patterns will continue even in a more globalized environment?
Really great question. So basically, personally, my view here is that we'll have to train these artisans. That's what it is happening. And one thing that I didn't mention is that initially we did a lot of training. I myself went to different parts of India, even to Leh, Ladakh, which is like the northernmost area at the high altitude, like maybe 10,000 feet or something. And we used to train these artisans about all these e-commerce, why sell online, product pricing, packaging, and somewhat design as well. So all these designs, all these patterns that come, the one thing is that we are also promoting the same because it represents a region. So these designs represents their own culture, their area level, different expertise, a lot of things that you'll see. So we would like to keep both in mind, like the original design that kind of represents the area, the culture, their own traditions, basically. And, they also sell, good because, a lot of, time, abroad, like, in, US or Europe, for example, they'll not find these designs, and they'll not, so it'll be unique for them, as a market, basically. But yes, you're right. We are also, trying to add brands, all these entrepreneurs, that the fourth category of seller that I talked about, right? These guys, they know, okay, what is trending these days, and they'll come up with new designs and they'll teach the artisans. And basically, so that kind of is out of scope from our services, but then we really venture, find out that, these, entrepreneurs who are actually creating these trendy design, because in a normal, I would say, the export market, these designs will hold, or, will sell faster, basically. So, but we are also making sure that the native designs are also equally promoted. Ultimately, that the ultimate, so one of the things that, I like to share is that, uh, making sure that craft doesn't die in any country, not just India. Every single country there, they have their own traditions and everything. So we just also want to make sure that every craft stays alive. Like a lot of our products, like for example, Rogan art, that is there on our platform. This art is like 400, 500 years old. And, there are only 2 to 3 families in the entire country. They do this art. And it's literally amazing. Like our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, when Barack Obama, he had come to India, he had gifted this Rogan art frame to the President of US, ex-President of US. Such kind of art, they have their own style and designs, basically. So we'd want to, keep them original and still going, but yes, equal investment has to be done to create trendy design and catchy whatever is in the market.
So Kailash, continuing on the customer, actually, it's perfect to my next question is that, so is it just for the reader to kind of understand what sort of customer? So Temu attracts people that maybe, want something cheaper, faster, like price is this Chinese players is a big element. Amazon in the UAE attracts because it's convenient, right? Like it's super fast, wide choice. Etsy is very I shop when I lived in the UK, I shopped on Etsy because I always, as you mentioned, wanted something unique, personalized for my father, personalized for my mom. So people that really mattered to me, I went to Etsy, not because it's the cheapest, or I had to be honest, I didn't even compare the price because I thought these guys had great ideas, and as you say, like very, very personalized to let's say my father or mother or sister. So tell us about your type of, we're very clear on the sellers. Who are the customers? Who are these people that come and shop on your platform?
Yeah, so the buyers on our platform, basically, as of now, they are, women in their 30s and 50s, from tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Um, major part that I, talked about is home decor and furnishing, and then bags and, the kitchen and, related accessories and items. They'd want, the first thing first is uniqueness. You already shared that. They would want something very unique. Like, for example, Indian women, they wear sari. Like, that's the apparel, style. In wedding, basically, they would want to make sure that the sari that I'm wearing, no one else is wearing. And they should ask them, hey, where did you get these? Because there are very, handful of these pieces available in the market, basically. So that's one of the main, I would say, selling point is the unique products that are not available anywhere on any other marketplace, basically. So that's the first of its kind. Secondly is, we are also, like, all these products are sustainable, eco-friendly, and, the customers who are touched or who want to promote or, only buy eco-friendly product, sustainable, reusable, they do want to come here and, purchase the product. The third that I'll also touch upon is that, great quality, basically. So not just uniqueness, but the quality product. Uh, some of the natural dyes that are being done on the clothing, right? Even the cloth will torn out, or, it will, won't be usable, but the design on it will not fade away. The strong colors, the kind of natural colors that they would have, they'll still stay. So these are some of the, unique, propositions that, we offer for customers to keep coming and purchase from our website. I know that handmade products, they're a little higher price. They're on a higher side. Basically, they're not that cheap because it's created manually, like handmade. It involves a lot of hours, and so that's why it becomes costly. But that's where we come into a picture where we identify a lot of sellers who are able to, produce this at scale because they have larger team and everything. So ultimately, one of our, I would say, other like problem to solve is make this craft products available for the masses. Right now, it is available for the classes, that we could say. But one of our aim is that as well.
So how do they find you? Do you do like, sorry, before I explain next. So how do they find you? Is it like word of mouth, cause that is not very scalable, let's say outside India, right? So like, are you doing all the brands that you are listing is like actually generating you those leads? So like if I was buying this jacket and now, you're delivering me this jacket next day, like, like a marketplace, I can buy directly from the brand. Like what I'm wearing is Massimo Dutti. I can buy from Massimo Dutti, but they will take 7 days to deliver. Or I could go on to the, like Unas or Namshi, and they will deliver me next day the same jacket. So what about you? Is it customers coming because they can't find anywhere else, or you're super convenient? How do they find you?
So we do a lot of online marketing, basically, on Instagram and Meta platforms. That's where we do it. We attend, even, we'll have our advertisements on various exhibitions. You guys are purchasing product here at the exhibition. You can find same product on our platform, basically. And we deliver,
okay.
to your doorstep, basically. So, we offer, we do that, as well. We also partner, we collaborate with, a lot of, exporters, basically. And through various big exhibitions like, handled. So there are various councils in India. So there is Export Promotion Council of Handicraft, EPCH. There is DIH, and there are a lot of groups like that. So we are part of these councils, basically, and through their events and through their channels, basically, we promote our platform. We even were part of a lot of newsletters which were sent out by, I'd say, the companies or the organizations who are promoting sustainable products, basically, so, through that also we get a really good, visit ratio. Plus, we do some sort of Instagram live, basically. We invite artisans, sellers, and we also take their interviews. It's 30 minutes on Instagram and say, how did you start? And, there are typical questions, and a lot of seller community this way gets attracted, and, they also want to be part of the story, because we are an open and transparent marketplace. Everything that people see, that's what they get. And we even document the craft. We even document the processes that are part of it and everything. So that way, through social media, it's more, and we get a good number of clicks. Plus, we have usual, automation that is there. Like once you have even liked our post or anything, commented on our social media, through all these CRM software, we get customer data, and then we pitch them on WhatsApp. Basically, the automated messaging can be sent out, and that's where they get it. And every time on festival, so during festivals in India, India has a lot of festivals, compared to other countries, I'd say. So during festivals, they are looking for unique products, and basically we run ads during those times, and they during these times we get a lot of customers, and then throughout the year we pitch them, basically, we sell them many other items. So.
Nice. So my last question here for the podcast is also targeting on the Chinese platforms, I would say. And maybe can you share like some KPIs? I don't know, whatever you can share, how many people are working for Megastores or how many vendors are selling there. But my core question is, we are seeing now in this new platform world that they try to get independent from this winning customers over third-party channel, Instagram, Facebook, Google, because they are catching attention within the Shein app or within the Temu app, and they are like active every day. So the customer is opening the app without knowing that he wants to buy something, and with like live video, entertainment, TikTok style kind of stuff. the customer is like drawn into a purchase, which is interesting because this was only happening before in a city mall kind of environment, right? So, and the more they become independent from Instagram and Facebook, they're not independent now. They're still like buying lots of traffic there, but the more they're like becoming independent, the better are their margins are, right? And is this something where, from like a Megastores perspective, you would also look into in something that is like engaging with customers, or is your assortment too small because you're like covering essentially every category? How Lina explained it initially.
And I'd like to thank you, Alex, for this. I actually wanted to add this point, is that we kind of, we were struggling because typically it becomes a simple 2D marketplace, basically, without innovation. So we brought socials angle inside the platform. So Megastores now, when we pitch it, we say Megastores is social and video commerce based marketplace. Like in our event also I had shared that. And that's what we want to solve, is that what is happening these days is, you'll see everywhere, is that customers are engaged on social media platforms. For example, Instagram, they're commenting, they're liking, there are DMs and everything. But the purchase is happening on, let's say, company's site, right? You have to bring them to a site and everything. So what we wanted to do is, we also wanted to increase the content, user generated content within our website. So that's where we have actually developed that solution. And in last 1 year, we've got good result. We call it Megastore Social. So if you go to megastores.com/social, what you see is every brand, it's like a timeline, right? Like a Facebook timeline within our platform, that every seller can post their content on it. And there is an automated version as well that you can even post it onto your other social media. And then people can like, comment, and, ask right there on the platform. And, that's how like we kind of get more queries. And the second thing is video commerce. So right now we have partnered with a third party, one of our partner, wherein we bring video commerce inside Megastore. So our mobile application and web application, they have this feature that every artisan with just their mobile phone and put a stand on it, you can start a live video streaming, and you can actually show your product. Hey, this is my product. You can create a smaller version of streams. We don't have a larger version right now, but maybe 5 to 7 minutes of streams. And everybody, all customers, they'll get notification and they'll jump onto the stream and say, hey, okay, what is this? Okay, this guy is from, let's say he's a leather product artisan and he's selling these brand new leathers. Even if let's say the artisans, they are exhibiting somewhere, they'll start live streaming basically, and people will watch on our website and mobile app and say, okay, this is, for example, let's say Achal Bijlani is one of the seller of leather products on our platform. So they'll be able to say, I want one, and, they can comment, and that's the custom order also we create, and, they'll be able to place, pay money and sell it. So that, channel, or this feature is also live. So Megastore Social is something that we are really, working hard. And ultimately what we want to become is that when you enter Megastore, there'll be a lot of lives going on, within the platform, and you'd want to choose which live I would want to go to. We'll also give the star ratings and kind of responsiveness of that seller, so that people would want to choose and, enter and, see the product live and, purchase it basically. So something like video commerce is, we are really, working towards that, make the experience seamless. Plus, like I think I'm more excited about that video commerce piece, basically. And it's already like, live on our platform for people to use. And finally, talking about the sellers. So we have around 450 registered businesses on the platform, but in turn we are connected with 4,500 plus artisans, basically, in like almost 16 to 17 states of India. And that's where we also provide different workflows for our customers, so they can even shop by region. So they can go to a particular state, with a Google Maps, say I want to buy something from Kashmir, click, and then you'll see sellers. You go to any seller and then purchase. We are also working to add shop by material. So basically, if I want to, so I mean, these are various, I'd say, experiments basically that we are constantly trying and finding out which one would work best for us, and then once we identify it, then we'll, invest more, in it. That's how we're going.
Wow, well, it sounds very impressive. It's so nice what you're doing for all these artisans, across India, because I'm sure a majority of them, kind of have a big income from what you guys sell on your platform. So very, very impressive. I also love the whole video commerce piece. It's pretty much like a luxury segment where you can buy straight from the catwalk, So great to see that you guys are applying this, sort of in India, these artisans who could never afford themselves to even like invest in the technology required to stream something live like this. So very nice. So my final question is, so what's the exit strategy? What's the next step? Are you guys looking to raise, to merge, to sell? Cause you are kind of technically in this e-com, tech type of business, which is like a platform. And as Alex mentioned, if Chinese players are not after you yet, they will be after at some point, because India is very, very big market. So, it's just probably we haven't hit the priority list yet. So what's next for Megastores?
So next thing for us is to scale faster in other countries, because you'll see what happens within India. Of course, India is a huge market, but if you try more in US and UAE, these are the two countries that would want to get larger customer base. So, UAE is something that, it's very close to India. I mean, we can handle the business easily. So something we are targeting where we have a JV with some company in UAE, some collaboration, on revenue sharing basis. Probably I would want to get some sort of a localized or personalization implemented for, let's say UAE market. Targeting their festivals, trying to make sure so some sort of a market research also would want to do it, as soon as possible to identify which product categories, will go, faster in UAE market, for example. And, through local, partnership, basically, only then we'll be able to solve. And, we'd want to straight away jump into, getting more customers from UAE. US is also something that we are working. We already have identified a few partners, basically in California, would want to, let's say, directly purchase some categories, some product, and create a local warehouse there, and then they'll ship it locally. That's something, because US is huge, 33% overall of import. So that's the thing. Like, scale is something in our mind through local partnership. We already have a list of products that we know that these products qualities, how they are created. And I missed one point earlier, is seller prioritization. I talked about that, but I didn't tell you what it is. So that out of these 450 sellers, basically, we have identified 50 sellers, only 50 sellers who are like of a decent size. They can cater to like a very good number of product categories. And we are focused on these 50 sellers. Like, you can call it like, they are a primary, or I would say premium sort of a category or collaboration with us. And we are building the relationship with these 50 sellers and make sure that we get some extra services like quick product deliveries, or, we also have make on demand feature. So a lot of products from these 50 sellers, even if they are out of stock, we have a make on demand feature. So you can, get the inquiries, and these sellers will, be able to produce them much more faster compared to that. So we're also invested, into, bringing, these sellers and their product to the different. And keep innovating in technology. Technology is my favorite thing. I'm a tech guy. So I'd always want to, make the best use of technology to solve these, problems, basically. Yeah.
Super cool. Kailash, thank you for this very inspiring story. I guess it's not the last one like from India, because it's just a booming market. So I guess we're going to see like more megastores.com here in the podcast. Maybe not with a particular same business model, but a different one. I'm wishing you a lot of like success in the future. Thank you.